I'd like to call this meeting to order, the regular city council meeting for January 21, 2025. Please join me, if you can, in standing for our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You please be seated, and Madam Clerk, can you do roll call, please?
Yes. Councilmember Brando Cruz.
Here.
Councilmember Melissa Lamatina.
Here.
Councilmember David Oro.
Here.
Vice Mayor Mark Joseph.
Here.
Mayor Pierre Washington.
Here. Thank you, Teresa. And Mr. Ross, can you please report out on closed session?
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, members of the public, the council convened in closed session at 3 p.m. After ascertaining that there were no comments on the matters agendized for closed session consideration. You concluded at 6:27, and you're going to reconvene in closed session after the conclusion of the open agendized session. That would be the report at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. Any question from council? Seeing none, thank you, Mr. Ross. Moving forward to proclamations and presentations, there are none. At this time, I'd like to open public comment for items not on tonight's agenda.
Mayor Washington, we did receive 21 written comments, which were forwarded on to all of you. We are also including them they will be available for review by the public, included in our minutes section after this meeting. So people can read them. They're also printed at the counter if anyone's interested in reading those.
Yep.
Those were the only written that I received. I have a few speaker cards, so I'm going to call Wallace Ingalls.
Good evening. My name is Wallace Ingalls, and I live at 907 Natalie Lane here in American Canyon. I enjoy my community very much, and so I wanted to come down and present an idea. If you guys don't have this idea yet, then I think it's time we start working on it. From what I understand from the City Walk, there is plans to have an amphitheater built, right? So my question to you is this: what are we doing for it? We've got 2 years, I think, before it's being built. So let's start planning some type of celebration to happen at that time. I'm nicknaming it Canyon Celebration. But, we have Bottle Rock that happens up in Napa. I don't see why we can't maybe think about following up with some type of celebration right after Bottle Rock, because everybody will come up to fill up the wine valley at that time anyway for Bottle Rock. So I think it's time we start working on getting some type of celebration going that can happen annually every year. So, and that's my idea. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Engel.
Kara Werner.
Good evening, Mayor Washington and Council. My name is Kara Werner, and I'm the Executive Director of the Napa County Bicycle Coalition. And I wanted to just say hello, given our 2 new members, and do just a brief update and also issue an invitation to an event that we will be partnering with the library on here in American Canyon in February. So for those of you who are new to hearing about the Bike Coalition, we partner with many facets of the city of American Canyon to promote bicycling, its safety, its accessibility, and its convenience. We do that primarily through our Safe Routes to School program. So already this year we were down and did it, I think it was Canyon Oaks and Napa Junction, and then we'll be back for Davidson Elementary. 90 minutes of bike safety education. in class and then 45 minutes on the bike. So 4th and 5th graders are getting this education, and that is really a direct result of Chief Greenberg and the police department being willing to partner with us on an Office of Traffic Safety grant through the city of Napa. Actually, we're able to do that countywide because of the partnership. We also distribute free bicycle helmets through this grant, and I think we've done 158 so far this year to students who don't have them. We host countywide events like Bike to Work and School Day. Councilmember Joseph helped us with that last time, tabling in partnership with one of the schools, and Walk and Roll to School Day. Again, American Canyon PD goes out and helps with crossing guard services on those mornings typically. We also held a lights ride here. It was a night ride we did out and part of the Wetlands Edge Park and part in town, so people have a balance of riding in traffic and learning that way, and emphasizing the importance of being lit up when you ride at night. And then we partner with community organizations here as well, the Bike Shop, the Parks and Community Foundation, even the Chamber of Commerce. We supply a packet on riding in Napa County for their welcome packets. And then we are frequent contributors at OSATs and also partnering to help with a Bike Friendly Communities grant right now. So just wanted to kind of say hello to those of you who I may not have met before. And to get to the invitation, we are partnering with the Napa Library in American Canyon to do a screening of a documentary called The Street Project. And would it be okay if I just pass this one copy down? That is on the 19th, I believe. I just handed you what I needed to know that for sure. But we would love to have you. It's a really great way to learn about how to make streets safer, how communities have worked with governments to make streets safer. And after it's less than an hour, the documentary, Diana Meehan, who's a principal active transportation planner at the Napa Valley Transportation Authority, and I will be hosting a follow-up conversation and discussion. We would love to have you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your comment, and thank you for what you do, Ms. Werner.
Leon Garcia.
Thank you and good evening, Leon Garcia, resident of American Canyon. I came here this evening to express on behalf of my family a great appreciation for the fire department. I see our fire chief Billy is not here tonight though, but please pass it on. We have family who lives in the Los Angeles area. 3 houses from the mandatory evacuation line. Very unsettling, very anxious time for them. Daughter packed up and they went to Long Beach, stayed over, and then they were given a signal they could come back. And their house was okay. Actually, the apartment they rent was okay. But there's a lot of empty houses. And kudos, if you could pass on to your colleagues, please, Chief Greenberg. Down in that area, Glendale, the police department's very active. A lot of patrolling for empty houses and a way of deterring looting or capturing those who are involved with that. So I just wanted to say thank you very much for our folks. I know we had staff from firefighters deployed to that area to help out, so that's not an easy time in that area. Downside of it is there's a lot of displaced people, and rents are already starting to jack up. I don't know how exorbitant they are, but it's just that type of thing that occurs when that happens. Mind you, there was over 10,000 units destroyed in the fire. So on another note, I attended the State Route 37, Resilient 37 meeting. What's going on, the progress being made. Looks very good for the Vallejo to Sears Point. It's going to be much like the other half of the highway, separated 2 lanes on each side in improvement. They're doing a mitigation with an environmental restoration on the south side of that section in Vallejo from about where the merge point comes together. Looks to be probably a quarter to a third, maybe even the whole length of it. And they're going to rebuild the wetlands in that area. One thing that caused conversation, discussion is the toll gantry. Who pays the toll? The workforce lives here, and they're going to get paid the toll to go through. Well, what happens with the road construction the improvement might satisfy a lot of people's interest in going an alternate route through American Canyon, 29 to 12, 121. But the toll gantry is east of that. So if you're going from Napa to, say, San Rafael or Marin, you can avoid all the $8, soon to be $10 toll fee on that. Or if you live in Vallejo and want to drive to work, you can go same thing through American Canyon, 29 to 12 to 121. So I thought I'd share that with you. It's I don't have a whole lot of details on how much the work they put into making that decision. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment, Mr. Mayor Garcia.
Mark, did you also want to make a comment? Is that
Mike.
okay? So Mark
Oh, wrong
Van
Mark again.
Gorder. Thank you. One more.
I will get the comment card in next time for
That's
sure.
okay.
Good evening, Mayor Washington and council members, new and not new. I'm not going to say old.
Seasoned.
See, thank you. Thank you. Excellent. My name is Mark Van Gorder. I've put my cards there up on the counter there, the dais, and invite you to give me a phone call. I will be reaching out to you too as well. But if your emails are anything like mine, they just get filled up. And I remember being on the council, that just wasn't the best way of communication. So my cell phone number is on the card. You can reach me there. Please don't hand that out. It's not a customer service line. That said, if you have something where a customer calls you, we call them customers. For you, they're your constituents, right? And somebody says, I've called. I've gone through the hoops, and now I'm tired, and I don't want to do this anymore. If you get that kind of call, then if you want to give me a call directly, we'll help work through it. If you have questions about affordability, if you'd like to know how the electric system is laid out throughout the state of California and how it funnels down to serve your constituents right here in American Canyon, I'm happy to meet with you in person, or we can do a Zoom or Teams call and that sort of thing, and walk you through how the electricity flows and how it serves folks here. We do have a lot of project work going on up and down the valley, and you may have questions about that. I want to say I've been working with PG&E for the past 11 years. I spent the better part of 10 years with the Napa City Council, the Planning Commission, the Napa Sanitation District. So I've walked on both sides of that aisle. And, my role is I have two hats basically that I wear. One is representing the company in our objectives and our projects and our programs. But two is to work with your staff and make sure that the city is getting equal representation before PG&E to make sure that we're showing up well for your community. There have been times we do that really well. There have been times where we have room for improvement. But I will say that, whether it's Manager Holly or I won't list all the names, but staff in general, right? Planning, Brent, Erica, everyone. You have great staff here. It's been a pleasure to work with them. And we'll keep working on those operational objectives together. I'm sure, Manager Holly will update you on those larger programs. But if you have questions, you want to arrange coffee or get together and ask me anything, I'm happy to meet with you. Welcome to the council. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment, Mr. Van Gorder. Do we have anyone
I
else?
have no other speaker cards, and I have no hands raised online.
Thank you. If there's no more public comment, I'd like to close public comment and return to council for any recommended changes. Seeing that there's none, I'll accept. Oh,
Well, only as a point of clarification, I think we agreed that we would go back into closed session at the end of open. So
Yes.
I don't know if that requires anything other than,
is there a
Just
special
saying it.
report out on that?
No, I indicated that previously.
oh, then I apologize.
Okay, so if there's no agenda changes, I'll accept a motion to accept the consent calendar.
So moved.
Can I get a second? Okay, motion's been second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lamatina,
Yes.
Councilmember Oro,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Joseph,
Yes.
Mayor Washington.
Yes. Public hearing is next. There's no public hearing on the agenda tonight, so let's move on to business items. On business items, item number 12, notice avoiding Planning Commission issuance of Napa Valley Ruins and Garden, the NVRG. Fencing design renewal permit, Mr. Ross.
It was placed on the agenda as a notice. It requires no council action. We thought it would be more prominent there than a staff comment. So it's there for the purpose of effectuating the procedural change with respect to the appeal of the Planning Commission, as stated in the text. No actions required.
Okay, so no public comments for this piece since it's a moot subject? Okay,
Yes.
all right. Moving right along, I guess we'll move right into the management and staff oral reports. Mr. Holly?
Nothing tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Oh, you're making it really easy tonight.
This is the best meeting.
So mayor, okay, the mayor, council comments, and committee reports. We'll go seasoned on down to Vice Mayor.
I have nothing to report. I probably forgot the things I wanted to talk about, but we'll let it slide for tonight.
Okay. Councilmember Oro.
Nothing to report, sir.
Councilmember Lamatina.
Nothing to report.
Councilmember Cruz.
Nothing to report, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, well, the mayor prior to me always has something to report, so I'm gonna report something. On January 9th of this year, I attended my first Napa Valley Waste Management Authority meeting. At that meeting, I was plunged right into becoming the chair because our prior mayor was the chair, and then the vice mayor, Robert O'Donnell, was the second, and he left, so I was forced to do that. But that ended quickly because I was able to appoint someone else to that chair. On Friday, January 10th at 1:10, I performed my very first ribbon cutting ceremony as the mayor of a new family restaurant that we have in American Canyon, also called 110, located at 110. So if you haven't gotten the theme, our newest restaurant is called 110. I just ask that we support our new businesses, especially our restaurants, and help out the chamber with supporting new businesses. Wednesday, January 16th, I visited the American Canyon Food Pantry at 2525 Flosden Road. They were very complimentary of you, Vice Mayor Joseph, on all the help that you've given them in the past.
I was going to say it's because I do most of the boxing along with my wife and two others, but thank you.
That's what they told me. Wednesday of last week, January 15, we've held our Plan Commission interviews and appointed 3 outstanding candidates, one being Marilyn Abalon, Shelby Goss, and Charlie Plummer. We actually had 21 applicants for that position, and it was very difficult to go through that whole process, but I'm glad to know that we have a lot of people in American Canyon that want to play an important role in the development of our city. January 19th, this past Sunday, I attended the American Canyon High School football banquet celebrating their state championship. They actually presented me with a jersey that was framed with the number 1 on it, so I'll be hanging that in my office. Also in attendance with me was the AC Chamber of Commerce CEO, Valerie Morassis. You always help me with that. David Orhan.
Zizak
Aces.
Moraes.
Okay.
Zizak Moraes.
Race, okay. And then finally, yesterday, I attended 2 ceremonies in Vallejo, partnered with their mayor and their city council members as they partaked in 2 Martin Luther King marches. One was at Merritt Island, and the other was downtown at Santa Clara. Both very well-attended events. And there was some American Canyon residents there also. That was nice to see. With that said, that's all I have for my committee reports. Future agenda items, council, start with my seasoned.
I do
Vice
have
Mayor.
one. I would like to bring back some revisions to the Community Service Award policy. The Gateway Award winners worked over the summer to revise some of that, and the final draft is ready for council's consideration, so I'd like to have that brought back. I know February 4th is going to be a busy calendar, but I'd like to bring it back anyway, if the rest of you concur.
Do you mind summarizing the changes, or like, is it simple, or is it's going to be like a
Really,
10-hour debate?
Not really. I mean, 90% of it is just a reflection of what has always been and just wasn't incorporated. The one significant change was including council as voting members. That remains. So in my opinion, it's more of a comprehensive document that covers a lot of the issues that the original policy didn't cover.
I'd be happy to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I didn't know if we were going to do a rehash specific,
Yeah, it's.
but was here before. Recall it was a
Yeah.
months-long process.
Right. So this is mostly just filling in some blanks. I can't think of anything contrary. I mean, a lot of it is, like I said, clarifying what has always been the case, but not necessarily incorporated in the original policy.
Do we need a motion for that?
Be nice.
Would that
I'll
be
make
the-
that motion.
I'll second.
We have a second. Can we get roll call, please?
Could you,
Please
council member,
If-
sorry, council member Joseph, would you mind just, what's the wording for this again? What are you calling
The
it?
Community Service Award Policy.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and Councilmember Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lamatina,
Yes.
Councilmember Oro,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Joseph,
Yes.
Mayor Washington.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other future agenda items? No, I see none. It looks like we have concluded our business for this evening. We are adjourned.
To close session.
To close session. To close session. We are adjourned to close session. Good night, American Canyon.